Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War, Grandpa Gaming. It's episode 45 of our Federal Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, last episode, we did have another major engagement at Carrollton. I mean, Dawood's Corps is just getting pummeled right now. They are well under strength at this point. They're at 17,800 men to 23,400 they're supposed to have. And they're not going to be moving anytime soon. As much as I would like to jump against these Confederate Corps that are in front of us, we're just not really in the condition to do. We do have good morale, but we are orange readiness, and we technically are in rebel territory, so we'd only be able to really move as far as Fayette and not even be ready for an offensive against the fort outside of Fort Smith. So we're going to be sitting studying Little Rock for now, Carrollton for now. We may backtrack once again down towards Little Rock and hopefully draw the rebels that way, but I think they'd retake Carrollton if we did that, so we're kind of holding position there for right now. The Independent Cavalry Corps is still sitting at Shreveport. Their readiness is well down in the red from that snow march they did in February. So they're not going to be moving anytime soon. They're not even high enough readiness in it for me to build a supply depot for them to help this get up faster. So as soon as they're in orange readiness, we'll start building them a supply depot here at Shreveport so we can get their readiness built up faster. We are retaking Louisville right now. We did push out the rebel corps that was there. We're about halfway done with retaking. It should be done in a day or two, as the Army of Mississippi is a decent-sized corps. So they should take it fairly quickly and then start pushing south into Bowling Green and then Nashville. Up here at Alexandria, Army of the East has just been another battered corps. They're down to 16,300 men. So, and in red readiness also themselves. So they do have stable morale and supplies. They just can't do anything to against the rebels here. I'm kind of happy with keeping them here right now. As long as they're stuck in this pocket here in the mountains along the Shenandoah, along the Blue Ridge here, there's really nothing they can do. They really can't resupply too much. And they can't move south to operate against us in Georgia or the Carolinas. Even though they do have operational corps that are able to do that, they're still kind of hiding them up here in the Appalachia Valley. Once again, still stripping troops out of them. Looks like Hardee's Corps might be getting another brigade here. Army of Eastern Tennessee looks like it's going to be getting a few more brigades, going from 1,000 men to 6,000. They might be getting these corps ready to move again. McCown's Corps we do have to worry about. They're at 18,000, going up to 23,000, and they're going to be operating against the Army of the Mississippi if they don't come south against the Army of the Ohio. Speaking of the Army of Ohio, we're almost to Augusta. We did get the spring offensive moving a little early, but with the rebels making all those moves against us, I decided it was time to start making our own moves. So once again, once he seizes Augusta, we move straight down to Savannah, then north up to Charleston, and then out to Columbia. And we should have, hopefully by mid-April, we should have Georgia and South Carolina under our control. The Engineer Corps is still stuck, so I'm trying to move them again, just straight north this time. They are just kind of stuck here, and it's getting really, really annoying. I may have to transfer them all into a fort and then transfer them out into a new corps, which will cause them to lose all their bonuses here, but I think I may end up having to do that. And the grunts are ready to go. I just don't want to pull them from Richmond and Petersburg because these rebel corps here will take advantage of that. Nothing I can do about that for now. The Eastern Theater is kind of in a standstill for now until I can get them moving again. As far as our navies go, Chesapeake Squadron is currently rebuilding. That's our, they're all down in the 50s still from their engagement against the fort. We did add 2 more sloops in. The Constellation, which was in repairs, I brought out that 100%, and the Mohican, which is a steam sloop. So I'm going to start and add steam sloops in because we're not building more sloops of war. So I'm going to use what we have available. Our Fortress Bombardment Squadron is down to the 4 mainline frigates, and I did end up adding a steam frigate to it. So there's only 1 ship at 100% and 1 ship at 92%. The other 3 are in their 50s. So this squadron's out of action for a while. There's really not much we can do. And our Monitor Squadron is at 90s and 80s respectively. So there's not much they can do for the time being. So all those ship losses for the recapture of Fortress Monroe, and it was still a near-run thing at recapturing the fortress when one damn guy that was holding it. Ugh. What an annoyance. Yeah, I think it covers the recap for right now, and we do actually have a new unit to recruit. All right, 1st Tennessee is still 36 days away. We did just recruit them. And now, for Joseph Manderfield, we have 1st Kansas Blacks. I do not have enough men from Kansas to raise this brigade. They're raising them in Missouri. I probably can't. I don't know if I have enough in Missouri to say they came over to Missouri and got stood up. Okay, we got enough men in Missouri, so we're going to say this. These troops were recruited out of Missouri. And you just want a standard Union colors. And then again, Enfield rifles like everybody else. Not Enfields, Springfields. Ah. Yeah, Enfield's on the mind because I was having a conversation about them the other day. It'll take them 54 days to stand up. Where are you from? You're a New Yorker. No. They're going to be under command of Morgan Smith for now. I think that covers everything. I think we may have an engagement come up here with Withers Corps at Alexandria. I'm not sure. Because they keep moving up, the rebels keep moving troops over to Leesburg because there is a hospital up there. So you kind of see Corps moving back and forth. And that's why we had so many combats up here, is they keep brushing up against the Army of the East. Problem is I don't want to pull them back into Washington and give up Alexandria. But we'll see what happens. Right, it's now March 11th. We do have our next engagement. Once again, it is at Carrollton. It's probably more of a skirmish size engagement because Fry's Corps, which is only about 8,200 men, is going up against the Army of Tennessee, which is 18,000 men. I don't know what the hell Fry's thinking. I think they were trying to move several corps at the same time, but Fry's is the only one that was on the move. It seems really odd to me, but we're not going to let this opportunity slip past us. I'm not going to wait on the defensive for these guys. We are just going to go out and hit them as hard as we can. Because we should very easily get a major victory against a force of this size and maybe just take it off the map. But I'm not too sure. Because AI has a habit of slipping away from impossible situations. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Carrollton. So we're on the Willow Garden map, And we are the defensive, but once again, as I said, we are going to be taking this fight to the rebels as quickly as possible. They are entering along the one road here. Does not appear to have a name, coming down towards the Martin House and stuff like. We fought in this area before. It's actually kind of a fun area to fight in because of how the terrain works. But very straightforward. We're sending our 1 Cavalry Brigade forward, followed by the Irish Lifeguards, and then followed up by the Liberty Legion. We shouldn't need any more than that. Shouldn't. Doesn't mean we won't. Shows us that a minor victory. We have 44 morale to their 42 morale. It's not a big difference right there. So actually, this is sit play. It shouldn't take us too long to get things kicked off here. The storms just come right up to the crossroad. Actually, let's get Daywood moving in that direction also. Those orders are out, so let's send the orders to the lifeguards. On the dispatch runner for the lifeguards got there really fast. Almost too fast, but there we go. Let's give the orders to the Liberties. That's out, and I got to send them orders to get rid of that damn charge icon. Forgot to check that before the battle started. There they are on that road there. Everybody seems to move with a bit of alacrity this time around. Except for the lifeguards. Got to move on, boys. Yeah, this might be taking a little longer than I expected, so I'll be back. All right, it's now 10:30, and our cavalry has engaged with their cavalry. Ran right into each other. Facing off against the 4th Texas, and the 5th Texas coming up right behind them. This happened almost as soon as I stopped recording, which the rebels are moving a little faster than I expected.
Get that dirty rebel!
Unless your boys dismount, you're not standing up against the loose order carbine users. Yep, Carrollton's wounded already. As commander of Blue Storms.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
There goes the 4th Texas. How the hell are you still back here? Not pulling back completely. Push up on them. You have the infantry coming up so your flank will be secure. Arrows, lifeguards, let's go with the double.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
And they broke. All right. Let's turn on to 7th Texas. Not worried about these guys. They're already up there.
Save your right. Keep I'm about to walk right out of these trees. Save your water for when the shooting starts. I'm about to walk right out of these trees.
Come on, lifeguards, get up here. Can let the Blue Storm have all the fun. Oh, hey there, boys. We got here 3rd Louisiana, 3rd Missouri State Guard, Buford's Brigade, Jackson's Brigade, 4th Missouri, McCrae. I think we have all their forces in sight now. The hell, you firing from all the way up there? Looks like these mounted rifle units want nothing to do with this. I just need the bastards.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
Oh, do not be breaking so soon, lifeguards. Blue storms come back this way. Definitely taking disproportionate casualties right now. What the hell are you guys doing? That 3rd Louisiana is annoying as hell. They have got some massive range. Don't think we're going to get the major victory I was hoping for. These guys are pulling back fast. They should be giving a retreat order here any second. Like, my troops are never able to retreat this quickly. Here they go. Freedom Fighters taking a big hit. There goes our time. Why the hell aren't you guys following the road? That could have gone so much better. All right, we lost 423 of our 16,061 infantry, 74 of our 1,500 cavalry, 0 guns, so lost 497 of our 18,067 men. Took down 450 or 6,000 infantry, 600 or 2,200 cavalry, got their full battery of 5 guns. Total loss 1,100 or 8,000 men. And that could have gone a lot better. All right, combat reports. Blue Storms did 196 to infantry, 243 to cavalry, 19 artillery, for a total of 458. Losses, 11 dead, 54 wounded, 9 missing, total 74. Accurate strength, 1,482, 5% casualties. Engineers did not get in. 9th Division, which is Arrows Lifeguards right now until the other 2 brigades arrive, did 380 to cavalry. Losses, 10 dead, 78 wounded, 12 missing, for a total of 100. Accurate strength, 2,347, 44% casualties. Liberty Legion. Freedom Fighters did 182 to infantry. First Suffrage did not get in, and Lincoln's Valkyries did 67 infantry. Losses. Freedom Fighters, 33 dead, 225 wounded, 31 missing. Total 289. Average strength 979. 23% casualties. They were getting ripped apart by the 3rd Louisiana. Those guys had some massive range on those rifles. First Suffrage did no losses, and Lincoln's Valkyries, 6 dead, 22 wounded, 6 missing, total 34. Average strength 2,275. 1% casualties. Bastards did not get into it, and the artillery did not get into it, even though you heard some gunfire. They really didn't hit anything. We did lose 1 commander wounded, Colonel Carrollton of the Blue Storm Brigade. And I doubt we got any of theirs. Oh, we wounded, don't tell me that's Leonidas Polk. Is leading the 7th Texas. That can't be right. No, it's a brigadier general, so that couldn't be right. All right, we had one brigade commander wounded. They had one brigade commander wounded. We closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. A victory at Carrollton. Fry's Corps fleeing in panic. Colonel Carrington, who was wounded, also becomes a national hero, but his brigade did do a lot of work. The Blue Storms did move around quite a bit. And General A.E. Jackson loses face from that battle. Well, Carrollton's end with Fry's Corps retreating in panic. The Indians reported suffered total casualties of 1,067 men. There were 143 killed, 227 captured. Our casualties totaled 497 men, with 60 killed, 58 missing, and the rest are wounded. And we sent 231 soldiers off to our prison camps. We did capture a few hundred rifles, but enough of the ones that we need to take away from them. Those British sniper rifles are friggin' insane. The amount of range they were throwing at us is friggin' crazy. All right, well, that's rolling off. We have moved into Nashville. And about halfway through with retaking Nashville. From there, we're going to push south into Chattanooga, which we still do control, so we can rail line all the way there. And then push ourselves back up to Knoxville and retake that, and then hopefully go after McCown's Corps. And these two corps that are hiding up in the Appalachia Valley. There is a corps north of us, Smith's Corps. It's down to 1,700 men, so they really stripped troops out of that. We are currently taking Augusta. Actually, moved them south of town a little too far. Let's move you guys back up. I did get the Engineer Corps unstuck, I believe. Yep, they were finally on the move. Because I tried moving them by boat again from, I got them up to Ononkoga, and I tried moving them by boat again over to West Point, and they got stuck over there. So I actually ended up reloading the game to put them back on land, and now I got them marching all the way up to Wilmington, and they're going to come back down the rail line to Washington, Alexandria, and try to slip past the rebels using the rocket landing south of Fort Grimwolf. Because I do want to use them to go after the Department of Norfolk, which is only 2,600 men, so we do have a 2-to-1 advantage. Even though the Engineer Corps is only 2 brigades, we do have a small advantage against them. So I do want to get them going after Port of Norfolk, if I can. Since the Army of the East and the Grunts are just locked in right now. And the Army of the East is in a siege because they are in red readiness. Withers Corps moved against them. We can't even, counterattack them. Even though it shows the siege, very much in our favor, the rebels apparently are winning it. Don't know how. I really don't. There's no way in God's green earth they should be able to win this siege, but apparently there's slowly dragging it in their direction. If it drags any more in their direction, I'll get the Grunts on the move back up to support them. Or actually, I may just send the Engineer Corps over there to support them, because that would probably be better. How are we looking with the Independent? Still red readiness. About to go into orange. About to go orange, so I'll be able to build them a supply depot, get their readiness up faster. We are building a depot here for the Army of Tennessee, just because they keep getting attacked, so they're going to need that extra readiness level. I think that covers everything on the map. All right, it's now March 21st, and we do have our next engagement, and it is down in Tennessee. As we've retaken Nashville, I had the Army of the Mississippi swing south through Chattanooga since we still control this. I had them rail line from Nashville, Chattanooga up to Athens and start marching north towards Knoxville because we don't control the rail line north of Athens. And we have run into McGowan's Corps, which was over in this area. Looks like they came down to meet us and block our route to Knoxville. So we're going in with 20,564 infantry, 2,630 cavalry, 35 guns against their 19,014 infantry, 2,016 cavalry, and 80 guns. That's a lot of guns. This might be an interesting fight. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Loudon Bridge. This is going to be interesting. We're on the Fulton Gap map, and the rebels are defending 12 Post Road up here in the corner back in the woods. This should thankfully nullify their artillery advantage, but this is going to be a bastard getting up to them. We have not the best road network to get up there. We do have to come in this way and down this road here. I mean, we are very limited in what we can do. This is definitely going into a day 2. It's 9 a.m. now. Probably won't be up here until midday or later. I am not liking this at all. So definitely getting the cavalry out ahead of us. We got no choice in the matter. I kind of want to line up along this road here and sweep down into the woods, but I don't know how the rebels are going to be set up until we see them, so I'll be back. All right, it's now going on 12 in the afternoon. We do have the rebel line sided partially. Looks like we are looking at the left flank of their army. Vaughn's division. This is a fairly large division, 5 brigades, but they're one of them 650 men. That's the one that's actually all the way out on the flank there. I do have my cavalry moving up onto that flank. I probably will push them down the road a little further and get behind them back here. And I have the 1st Infantry Division moving up. I'm still waiting for the 3rd to get into position. Some of my divisions actually marched along from this road here through the woods, which took forever. And the last division to move actually came up along this way and got in position first. So still waiting for all that to come into play. I think we're going to be in a very good position to hit them flank and rear once we get our troops where we want them. How the hell do we lose sight of the guys out in the fields now? Cox, you're going to bring your men all the way up here. There we go. Where are their guns? So what I really want to do is get the cavalry in loose order and go after their guns in the rear line. If they're all the way back on this open ground on the hill back here, that might be an issue. It's still going to be a while before we get this kicked off, so I'll be back. All right, it's now going on 12:30. I did have my cavalry start moving past, and Vaughn reacted to that amazingly. We've seen the rebels kind of sit tight in previous fights when troops are moving past them. It looks like Vaughn's shifting this division here, and we do have movement. You can see some dust trails up here, so it looks like they are shifting some of their right flank divisions over. It looks like Vaughn's turning to face the cavalry division, which is not a good thing to do. Considering I have the, which one is this? The 1st Infantry Division marching up under Sheridan. And morale some of their brigades does not look, wow. Their morale is not good at all. Some of these brigades are just ready to break already. But they're putting themselves in a perfect position for Sheridan to slam into them. You guys are finally here. Get the 3rd moving along with the 1st, or the 5th, my bad. Artillery's still not up, of course. Not too badly behind. Looks like we're getting this fight kicked off sooner than I thought. Now, I still have a mind to have all these forces shifting to run the cavalry across the woods here and take this other entry point. Even though there's no reinforcements coming onto the field, I want to try and cause a lot of retreat casualties if I can. I wonder if we'll be able to do that. Blanchard's Brigade, McGowan, Fields Division. So they are bringing another division over from the other side of the map. Then I'm moving the closest division. All right, third's on the move.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
And fifth's on the move.
Save your water for
Come on, guys. What the hell are you boys doing? You're just clogging the road now. Come on.
how much longer, Sarge? Right shoulder, shift, arm. Save your. How much longer, Sarge? Right Save your water for when the shooting starts. Save your water for.
Yes, I got plenty back here on the hill.
Right shoulder. Save your water for when the shooting starts. Right shoulder. Shift. Arm. Save your water. Save your water for when the. Save your water for when the shooting starts. Save your water for when the shooting starts. Save your water. Longer, Sarge. I'm about to walk right out of these feet. Save your water for when the shooting starts. I'm about to walk right out of these. Save your water for when the shooting starts. Save your water. Right out of these. Save your water for when. Anybody got it? Keep the pieces moving. Keep your hands. Save your water for when the shooting starts.
Hey, you just realized the infantry's coming up behind you.
Shift. Arm.
Come on, shake out the battle line. You got an excellent opportunity here.
Don't stop for the wounded. Keep moving. Save your water for when the shooting starts.
You gotta move you up, Buell.
Keep up the fire. Don't stop for the wounded. Keep moving. Don't stop for the wounded.
And there goes Brown's Brigade already. So the morale's not too good.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
They still have their backs turned to us. And they broke. So much for blocking the road to Knoxville, boys. I think a lot of this has to do with this pre-spring movements they were doing, retaking Knoxville and then moving up in the mountains and coming out of the mountains really messed them up. Pretty badly. All right, get off the bog. Boggs Brigade actually has good morale, so it might take a minute to break them.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Keep up the fire.
Your division commander. Oh God, all the way back here. I think this division can easily hold the field. Especially once we push these guys off and we just hold this high ground here. It'll be nice and easy for us. Some small brigades.
Never mind the wounded. Keep firing.
All right, Boggs ready to go.
Get that.
There goes Bog. Time to take down the Lagnal.
Reload.
Oh yeah, we already heavily shifted this in our favor. All those units breaking right off the bat. There he goes.
Fill that gap, Private.
Seems like they're sending their weakest brigades after us, but this division is going to break in its entirety pretty soon, it looks like. And New Orleans garrison's got 2,300 men. Too bad they don't have a city to defend anymore.
On me. Keep up, men. On me. Keep up, men. Forward steady. Fill that gap, Private. On me. Keep up, men.
This is actually going a lot better than I ever expected it to.
I'll cover.
Kind of feel bad for First Tennessee here. They're in a bad spot. There they go. We got 3 brigades all jammed up right there. It's a free fire zone for the 6th Mass and their sharps. In extreme range, taking the most casualties with the least amount of fighting. They have that Iron Brigade perk. You got to push them into it. These guys don't know which direction to face. Alright, finally moving that division. I want to send my cavalry after these guns. First CS is not in good shape. Looks like may end up having a cavalryman's wet dream right here to charge across an open field. Boys are in castle range, you gotta lay down. That was a lot of casualties for this brigade, but very little fighting. Oh yeah, the rebels are done. They're leaving. Cavalry gets in position. I might get some good grabs out of this. We have blooded them pretty damn well. Not as much as I'd like to, because some of their brigades were just ready to crack off to start, but not too shabby. Still got a brigade pushing. New Orleans is still pushing forward. And again, they probably got some vengeance on the mind. So they don't have a city no more. What are they armed with that they've got us outranged? Oh, there we go. Time's up. Not too shabby. Almost 5-1 on the casualties. About 4.6, 4.7 to 1 on the casualties. Not too bad. We lost 520 of our 20,558 infantry, 0 of our cavalry, 0 of our guns, total loss of 520 of our 23,721 men. We took down 2,200 of their 20,000 infantry, 45 of their 2,100 cavalry. 30 of their 85 guns were left behind. Total loss of 2,400 of their 23,000 men. All right, combat reports. There's really only the 1st Infantry that fought. 6 mass volunteers did 743 to infantry, 43 to cavalry, 27 to artillery for a total of 813. 1st German Rifles did 846 to infantry, 21 to artillery for 878. 1st Indiana Rifles did 478 to infantry, 108 to artillery for a total of 580. I thought they would have done a lot better. They had a massive free fire zone with those Sharps rifles of theirs. I think they should have done a lot better than that. Losses, 6 mass, 4 dead, 13 wounded, 2 missing, total 19. Aggregate strength, 1,065, 1% casualties. That is nothing compared to what they did. 1st German Rifles, 23 dead, 135 wounded, 21 missing, total 179. Aggregate strength, 1,987, 8% casualties. 1st Indiana Rifles, which did take a big hit. 93 dead, 174 wounded, 28 missing for a total 295. Aggregate strength 2,097, 12% casualties. And Spicy Balloons are the only ones that got in from the 3rd Division. Did 30 infantry, captured 17, total 47. Losses, 7 dead, 15 wounded, 5 missing, total 27. Aggregate strength 2,661, 1% casualties. So not too many of our units got into the fight, but we did a lot for how few of our troops got into the fight. We did a lot of damage. We didn't lose any officers. Let's see if we got any of theirs. Brigadier General Vaughn of Vaughn's division was wounded. Colonel Delagnol was killed in action. Major Stannard was wounded. I think it's the 2nd time we've wounded. 2nd or 3rd time we've wounded that guy. Hayes is wounded. Yeah. 3 wounded brigade commanders, or a wounded division commander, 2 wounded brigade commanders, and 1 killed in action. That's not a bad grab on their officers. So he did turn to fight us. Like, he did react to us, unlike Stonewall, who quite honestly lived up to his name and stood there like a stone wall and didn't face us. So, yeah, I'll get closed out here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at Loudon Bridge. The Gaunt's Corps fleeing in panic. Battle of Loudon Bridge has ended. The enemy's report suffered whole casualties, 2,366 men. There are 295 killed, 459 captured. Our casualties total 520 men, 127 dead, 56 missing, and the rest are wounded. We've captured 976 rifles and 12 guns from the field and sent 449 soldiers off to our vacation camps. I think we're actually at a point, I'm no longer going to do catch and release with the rebels. So what I need to do is actually upgrade this. I'm not going to build another prison camp, but we are going to upgrade this one. All right, well, that's going on. We'll do a quick map update. So I didn't realize this, or I may have just forgotten about it. Eccles Corps, which had retaken Louisville, actually retreated north, apparently, and sitting at Vernon right now. So I'm kind of worried about them coming back to Louisville or even marching against Cincinnati and Covington or even Indianapolis. They can actually hit 4 major points from where they are right now. I'm kind of hoping they're stuck where they are. But that is kind of worrisome. I got nothing that can react to them. We have Smith's Corps, which is only 1,900 men, just sitting northwest of Bowling Green, up north of Nashville. Just cleared out this corps south of Knoxville. Can't give orders for that yet until that battle rolls off. Once we retake Knoxville, we're going to go push out these corps that are sitting up here at Jonesboro. There's about 11,000 men in these 2 corps sitting here, so I want to just kind of get rid of them. They've been using these 2 corps like my trade off. They're just kind of shifting men through these corps to other organizations. So I want to get them gone. And we're looking at Carrollton. All right, depot is built. Readiness is climbing back up. Though we are still kind of sitting there. It's still winter quarters in that region. It is not good over here right now. So at least for operations, I don't even know what type of operations we could do. Because we could try and slam into these corps here, but we'd be heavily outnumbered if we try to. Now, some of them are our army headquarters, so it's not as many men there as I probably think there are. Beast Corps is still kind of worrying. They're sitting at Fort Scott. They can move up to Leavenworth and St. Joseph from there. Cavalry Corps, still building their supply depot. They are in orange readiness. I could actually begin moving them now, but I would at least want them in the yellow before I begin moving them again. And this depot will be done in 6 days, so we should have them moving again sometime in April and taking Dallas. One thing I'm pissed off about is I did actually have to reload the game because some of the rail lines weren't showing under my control. My troops weren't using them, so whenever that happens, just kind of reset the game. I did do that, and I immediately moved the Army of the Ohio because before I reset the game, and it was a save file, we had control of Augusta. So I didn't pay attention, and by the time the Army of the Ohio got down to Millen, Augusta was under rebel control, even though they have no troops in the area. So something went wrong with the save there. So the Army of the Ohio has to march back up to Augusta now to retake that before moving on Savannah again, because they should be almost to Savannah at this point, but now they have to march back to Augusta, which is killing their readiness. And we do have the Engineer Corps on the move. It looks like they're going to be able to sneak past the rebels using the rail lines here. Going to get them down to Richmond, down to Petersburg, get their readiness. If their readiness is still green, I'm going to march them against the Department of Norfolk. And I do have more artillery on the way to this unit. So I sent down Alpha Battery and B Battery of Illinois. These were actually 2 placeholder batteries in Tradoc. They're only 4 guns each. They're literal batteries, not battalions. To give them some extra artillery, because I may have them move against the fortress at Norfolk. So if we can clear out the Department of Norfolk without an issue, I will have them take down the fort that's there also. There's nobody here to really stop them. Except for, I believe they're still, Department of South Carolina is still at the Outer Banks. Hopefully they're kind of stuck to the way my corps was stuck, not being able to move around up here. All right, March 21st. So I want to keep this going until April. So I want to open up the next episode with the April monthlies. All right, it's now March 22nd. We're only 1 day on, and we do have our next engagement here. And it's Jenkins Corps, Army of Alabama, going up against the Grunts under Emuson. I think they kind of ran into us by mistake. I don't think this was a deliberate attack. I believe they were chasing the Engineer Corps, which is now just outside of Petersburg. So, something they did to themselves. So, man, this corps is so under strength that it's not funny, but it's a hard-hitting corps. Let's get into it. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Richmond, or another Battle of Richmond. I totally lost track of my battles list. I think I've said this many, many episodes ago, so I really don't know how many battles we fought at like some of these major locations already, but it's crazy numbers at this point. So we're once again defending Gaines Mill and New Cold Harbor. As you can see, I'm set up a little differently this time on the defense. I'm kind of tired of defending back here at Gaines Mill. You really can't set up too well back here. So what I've done is I've set the Reaper Division to watch this road over here at Walnut Grove Church, with the Irish Division just to their right, overlooking this road in the same intersection. I have a battery set up in between the two of them, which is the Whiskey Kegs. To the right of the Irish, I have the Thor's Hammer and Lead Breakfast, with the Engineer set up in the center of them. And on the right flank, I have the Whiskey Viking Division, which is down 1 brigade because it returned home for troops, and the cavalry in reserve with the Corps Commander. So they are entering from this point here. I would go out and meet them. There's just so many different roads they can take. It's just better off for me to wait for them to show up. It's now 14:30. They may or may not attack us. Depends on what time they show up here. It shouldn't take them too long to get to us, but there is some really crappy terrain between us and them. So I'm hoping they do come out and attack us, and we can do some damage to them, but they may do an overnight withdrawal. We'll see. All right, it's now a little after 1700. Day here is going to end pretty soon. We do have the Rebel Cavalry sighted. They're coming down this road here, and it looks like they're rest of their troops are coming down the same road also. So I do have my right flank shifting to get along this road here, this farm track right here on line. And I'm hoping we're going to be able to hit the rebels in the flank before the day ends, but it looks like it's still going to be a while before the infantry gets here, even though they are moving pretty quickly. They're not too far behind the cavalry. So it is March. Daisy, I'm not sure what time the day is going to end at. Could be 1800, could be 1900. You guys don't have a really good sight. No, that building's blocking their view, otherwise they'd be firing already. Be 20-pound power. Fire through the damn building. th Virginia and the 8th Virginia. Both at 350 men. They really should. Cavalry regiment size, yeah.
Any time now, men. Wait. Waiting's the worst.
Kind of wondering if I should push my line up to this road here.
Come on, boys. Soon enough, we'll see.
I think we're set as well as we can be, because they are going to funnel into here.
Keep calm, boys. Soon enough, we'll see the elephant. Hope we don't need. Quiet in the ranks.
I think we just tighten down a little bit. Infantry's coming through that tree line now.
Keep calm, boys. Soon enough, we'll see the elephant. Sergeant, any word from the commander?
That battery's in a good spot. I guess this one's not so good. Oh, it's got a good clear view of those guys coming out of the wood line there. That's nice. Hey, cavalry, you're about to have a bad day. You guys should have stopped, turned around as soon as you saw us coming out of the wood line. Horse flesh is definitely on the menu tonight. Who's this coming down the road? Shaver. Oh, I still got cavalry back here. Phillips Legion cavalry, so I'm guessing that's Phillips Legion.
Don't aim, just shoot and move. Don't stop for the wounded. Keep moving.
There's orders from this stop. Way too late. 46 Virginia. Wise's Legion. Gully Artillery. Separate battery. Says they have no guns. These guys are definitely going to do an overnight withdrawal, I think. So they don't have the troops pushed through me. I could probably do with 8,000 men against what I have, but AI's not. Knowing about 11 minutes game time, the day's going to end or not. I mean, I could just march the Whiskey to Vikings off on their flank and just catch them in the marching columns, but they're still pretty spread out. Like, really spread out. So it wouldn't really make too much sense. If I was these rebels marching down the road and I saw my troops up on the hillside the way they are, I'd be very, very goddamn worried. I so desperately want to push forward and attack. There's just not enough of them there for me to really do it. And there's the overnight withdrawal. Knew that was going to happen. All right, took down 15 or 6,500 infantry through artillery fire, 250 or 900 cavalry. 0 of their guns. So lost 250 or 7,500 men. We lost 22 of our infantry, but plussed up to 24. Well, my officers get wounded. I not notice. Shouldn't have happened. Their artillery never fired. Their cavalry, I don't think. cavalry got off like a volley. Combat reports, really, there's not much to talk about here. Reaper Division, Verdans did 18 to cavalry, Reapers did 76, and 35th Infantry did 87. Losses were in the 35th with 3 dead, 15 wounded, 3 missing for a total of 21. So they took 1 volley, basically. 1% casualties, average strength 1,466. Yeah, I guess that 2+ up, they must have caught the command staff in one of the volleys, but these 2 brigades weren't hitting. The command staff was behind them. So it doesn't make much sense. Unless we had 2 guys just run away from the fight, which is also a possibility. I doubt we got either one of those rebel cavalry commanders. Wait, Lee's brigade and Shaver's brigade both have the 8th Virginia? Or there's nobody in Shaver's brigade? Says they have men. It's not the 8th Virginia. They were showing up as a separate unit. Oh, they have the 8th Virginia Infantry. Okay. That makes sense. These are 2 cavalry brigades that we saw off, so we didn't get their commanders. All right. Well, I was hoping to be a nice little battle. It ended up just being a little skirmish. We get closed out of here. All right. Victory at the skirmish of Richmond. Jenkins' corps retreating in panic. Here's the report. Self-told casualties at 255 men. I know you can hear from my voice. I'm very disappointed in this one. It's just like I was expecting so much better. The Adams reported self-told casualties at 255 men. There are 39 killed and 81 captured. Archives told 24 men with 3 dead, 3 missing, and the rest are wounded. Captured 102 rifles and sent 74 soldiers off to our vacation camp, which is nice and spacious and unfilled right now. You guys have barely moved at all. Let's get that rolled off. Since we're 1 day on, there's not much to report on the map right now. I'm thinking our next engagement should be with the Engineer Corps against the Department in Norfolk. I just had to bring everybody back in again real fast here because I just had the same thing happen to me again with Augusta. I just took Augusta. It's now March 25th. The city flipped over to us. So I saved the game. I exited out to reset the map so it should show us controlling these rail lines here along this hub. And when I load back into the game, we did not have control of Augusta. This is getting really annoying. So I may have to push on to Savannah without taking Augusta. It's weird. This shouldn't be happening. It's not a port. Like Columbia and Savannah don't control Augusta. So it's just friggin' weird. And it looks like the Army of the Mississippi is stuck on the riverbank here. Let's give a halt order. Try to reset that. It's the same thing that happened to the Army of the East back up in the Shenandoah. You see, their readiness is dropping and dropping, and they're not moving anywhere. All right, let's try this again. So they're not on the move. And finally saw off Withers' Corps outside of Alexandria. Finally, so hopefully Meade can get his readiness back up. It looks like we're about to have an engagement. It's already the end of the day. Over here at Norfolk. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. With Augusta. I'm getting really annoyed by that. It's another army that's losing its readiness, marching back and forth, trying to retake Augusta every damn time. I take it and it flips. It's... New York, Mississippi needs to get out of this position it's stuck in. It's really annoying. Up until this campaign, this river crossing bug is not something I've really ever come across. This is actually the first time I've had a problem with a city. Like, I flip it and then it flips back immediately to rebel control. I've never had that happen before. That's a new one. Let's see if the Department of Norfolk is going to fight us. They should. Oh, they actually got more men in. They're now up to 3,100 men and 15 guns. So they transferred some more troops into there. Maybe out of the Department of South Carolina? Yeah, they have 4,400 men. They may have been transferred in from there. And also the Engineer Corps is where the two new brigades are going to go. So I envision them helping out a lot more here in the Carolinas now that they're free of the Virginia theater. All right, Engineer Corps under Fremont with 4,078 infantry and 11 guns going up against the Department of Norfolk with 2,887 cavalry and 15 guns. So they don't even have any infantry. This could be an interesting fight. It's a skirmish more in the grand scheme of things. These are two very small units, but we'll see. This might actually be a little fun. Welcome, my grunts, to the skirmish of the Gosport Shipyard. So they actually show us fighting at Gosport. We're on the Fulton Gap map because there's no... Really should have gotten one of the Richmond maps, I think, for this area. Or even we should have gotten the Williamsburg map even. But I think that has a very, very limited area of usage in this game. So we're 35 morale, they're 39 morale. Our morale's definitely a lot lower than theirs. So we do have to be careful. And they are defending White Springs Road. So this is basically very straightforward. Wait, did my other batteries not arrive? Oh, they're there. Okay. They're literally battery sized. So very straightforward. It's 9 a.m. It's probably going to take us most of the day to get these two brigades and 3 batteries up here. Kind of hoping they're not defending here at the town itself, because that could be an issue. We're going to order our troops up to here and then take it from there. This might actually take me a while to get this fight going. All right, it's now 11 o'clock, and we do have the rebels sided. And they are online at the White Spring Road, spread out between the orchard and in front of the farm field here. The batteries are already firing at us. They're taking shots at the 1st Connecticut Engineers. The Garrison Brigade, which I'm definitely going to rename after this battle because they're going to be staying part of this corps from now on, is moving in position here. The Connecticut's moving onto this road here, and they're going to push up and hit the flank of this cavalry while the garrison pushes up through the front. Actually, I'm going to keep these boys on the move to over here. Standing there taking shots from their artillery is not going to be fun, and our artillery is going to be out in the open, probably taking fire from theirs. And I did not change out the guns on the placeholder batteries. I added in here the Alpha and Bravo batteries of Illinois. So they're still using 6-pounders. So that is going to be an issue. Oh, and they have Whitworths. Those are Whitworth models. All their guns are Whitworths. That's not good. Falkir Artillery, Norfolk Light, and Portsmouth. Yeah, their guns can definitely put ours to bed pretty easily. So it's still going to be a little bit before I'm in position fully here, so I'll be back. All right, it's now 12 o'clock, and I am starting to kick off my attack. I am sending the garrison in first to lock down the 2nd North Carolina, while the 1st Connecticut Engineers are actually coming around behind them. I actually should have started moving the garrison before now. How my battery's doing. Losses, 5 losses, 5 losses. Yeah, Whitworths are tearing me up pretty good. I hate that we have to dig these boys out. Now, if they turn to face, we're not going to be rear of them anymore, but we're rear of them right now, which is going to drop their morale. Looks like this cavalry... Oh, they just dismounted. That's it. Either way, they're going to have to turn their flank to somebody. And they turn to face Connecticut. I want you to push right up on these boys. I want to try and force them to turn and face Connecticut. Face against the garrison so Connecticut can get their flank. And hopefully get their corps commander while we're at this. That'll give us a big jump on, a big decrease in their morale. There they go. That's what I was waiting for. And they're falling back. The good thing is when we close on the Whitworths, they do not have good canisters, so I'm not worried about them really doing a lot of damage to my infantry. You're actually going to stay engineers. When the other 2 brigades get here, they're going to get divisioned up with the garrison. There goes the cavalry brigade. Push forward right into the artillery. Goes Fakir artillery. The cavalry brigade's over here. It's actually going a little better than I expected to. I actually expected all my batteries to be broken by now. They're close. Capturing some Whitworth rifles. Oh, yes. Wonder if we'll capture enough of these to issue out to one of the batteries. Because they'll go to this they'll go to one of the batteries in here. And they are retreating. We do have them at 11% casualties. Moving at the double. We want to catch this cavalry and do some damage to it. Showing my engineers as flank. They're not. It shows. Why the hell are you turning? Oh, that made no sense. Why are they facing backwards on their maneuvers? That's what's happening. You can't see a damn thing. You're facing the wrong way. Would have been funny if we'd gotten this up to a major victory. Came up just kind of short of it. And that's all she wrote. That was a fun little fight. I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to pull it off. But once we broke that one cavalry brigade, that was kind of it. So we lost 89 of our 4,077 infantry, 2 of our 11 guns, total loss of 120 of our 4,223 men. We took down 300 or 2,600 cavalry, got all 15 of their guns, and they have a total loss of 450 or 2,800 men. Actually showed them having quite a few more men than that, but I guess that's the actual numbers. All right, let's head through the combat reports real fast. These are not your units, but we'll go through them anyway. First, Connecticut did 128 to cavalry, 39 to artillery, total 167. The Garrison did 154 to cavalry, 107 to artillery for a total 271. First Battery did 2 to cavalry, 6 to artillery for a total of 8. B Battery, Illinois did 1 to cavalry, 5 to artillery for a total of 6. And A Battery, Illinois did 2 to cavalry, 1 artillery for a total of 3. They took a lot more losses than they pumped out. Losses, 1st Connecticut Engineers, 6 dead, 33 wounded, 4 missing, total 43, aggregate strength 1,413, 3% casualties. Garrison, 23 dead, 19 wounded, 4 missing, total 46, aggregate strength 2,575, 2% casualties. 1st Battery, 2 dead, 2 wounded, 3 missing, total of 7, aggregate strength 32. Bravo Battery, Illinois, 4 dead, 4 wounded, 2 missing, total of 10, aggregate strength 37, 21% casualties. Alpha Battery, Illinois, 7 dead, 7 wounded, total of 14. Aggregate strength of 46, 23% casualties. Now, we didn't lose any officers. Did we get any of theirs? Oh, we wounded Hughie. Hughie's wounded. And Major Beckham of the Faki Artillery is wounded. So we did get the Corps Commander. Kind of figured we did because we were shooting, because he was over here. And we rifled into him pretty good. If he'd survived that, I would have been surprised and pissed. Because his staff was just getting hammered. Too bad we weren't able to do more damage to the 1st North Carolina. Would have been nice. A victory at the skirmish of the Gosport Shipyard. We're not even going to call that a battle. The Army reported suffered total casualties of 442 men. There are 58 killed and 78 captured. Our casualties total 120 men with 42 killed and 13 missing and the rest wounded. Captured 126. We only got 3 of those Whitworths, even though they abandoned all 15 of them. That sucks. That sucks. And it looks like a major took the blame on that loss. Let's get this one rolled off. Oh, and that wrote them down into orange. That means I can't move them anymore. All right, hold in place, build a depot. We can. Probably can't with battle still rolling off. But he's definitely going to... He needs a depot before he goes after the fort anyway, so... Hopefully these guys retreat south and they do not bring up... Oh, shit. Fuck. I need you guys to run. There's only 2 ships in this squadron right now that are combat capable. And they're sending ironclads after us. Yeah, we got to run. Run away. You know what? Come back up to Long Island. I'm going to put you in the port of New York. You should get your ships repaired faster up there. Yeah, we're not taking on ironclads with the sloop fleet. That's not happening. They move far enough away. Can I build this depot now? It's not going to let me. Oh, shite. Oh, thought I just saw it. There we go. And because they're engineers, they started out a little bit faster, so that'll be done in 11 days. Your readiness is going to be down for a while. Even though they're in good supply and they're inside of a city, their readiness is just going to be down for a long time. Did you guys get unstuck? Let's try and change their movement orders and put them... Let's march them along the rail line, because there's no road going from this ford up to this road here. That could be the issue, so we're going to have them shift to the rail line and march along that. As you can see, his readiness is dropping with a quickness. We gotta do something about this. This is not a good situation. And that corps, which we should have pushed out of Knoxville really easily, is now going to put up a big fight over it. We may not have the readiness or the morale for it. Or the supply. All right, it's March 28th. We've got a few days left in this month, so I want to push it through to April 1st. So we'll keep this going. All right, it's now April 1st, and thankfully nothing else happened in the last few days. So we're going to go over the map real fast again. So Army East is still sitting at Alexandria with their readiness coming up very, very, very slowly. The grunts are still at Richmond. The engineers are just sitting outside of Norfolk, building up a supply depot. I actually did have enough Whitworths to issue out 2 of the batteries with Whitworths. One of them with 12-pounder guns and one with 6-pounder guns. So, because they're small batteries, I actually did have enough guns to give them those. Kentucky, we are no longer in Kentucky, even though the rebels are there, but they do not appear to be moving. Same with the Echo's Corps up here. Still showing around 10,000 men and 30 guns. So they've had the opportunity to take Cincinnati, Covington, Louisville, and they have not done that. Army of Mississippi is still stuck down here at the river. I have them halted in place for now because they dropped into orange readiness, and I have them building a depot to get their readiness back up and get supplies. Army of Tennessee is still sitting at Carrollton. Their readiness is going to be coming up very slowly. It says 47 more days. So hopefully by May, they'll probably be attacked again before then because the rebels' readiness is definitely going to come up before ours. But I do want to try and clear this cluster of corps out if possible. And they are still waiting on other brigades to arrive. They're still waiting for the Keystone Kaisers to arrive. They'll be there in 4 days. And the Jersey Devils, which will also be there in 4 days. Independent Cavalry Corps still at Shreveport. Their depot is now finished. So they'll reach full readiness in 39 days. And yeah, it's showing their morale is broken, even though they're full of supply. But now they have supply. Their morale should come up pretty fast as the readiness rises. Army of Ohio is still sitting out Augusta. I decided to leave it here for a few days because their readiness had dropped down. So they're back up into the green, but I'm going to have them sit here because I guarantee you when I come back in for the next episode that Augusta is probably not going to be under our control again. If that happens, I'm just leaving Augusta behind. And I did move in the Monitor Squadron to begin bombarding Fort Norfolk. So they are having some effect. They were in the 90s already. 93. They haven't taken any hits so far. None of these ships were at 100%. And they are starting to cause some casualties. I'm hoping the Marines that I do have with them do take this fort. But we'll see. That's just a chance roll every turn. So we'll see what happens with that. So if they could take that Fort Norfolk with the Marines and the engineers just march into Norfolk, I'd be a very happy man. I think that covers everything on the map for right now. So movements are slowing down. Mostly, like we should have been in Knoxville and had retaken that already and moving back down south to retake Decatur and Corinth. And did they recapture Memphis? I can't remember. They did not retake Memphis, but we should have been moving against Decatur and Corinth already, but plans change. We're actually even moving against these 2 corps up here in the Appalachia Valley. So, but we are going to end this episode here. So, once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. You're following along in the series and enjoying it. Don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. And this is a viewer unit only campaign. So, if you'd like a unit in this campaign, you don't have to be a channel member. I just ask that you be subscribed. Just in the comments below, request a unit. Give me a unit name, uniform colors, what state they're from, and I will add them into the game. And I'll see you all next time. Stay grumpy.